Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about the NYX Velvet deck from Luca Volpe. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So I've been absent for a bit from YouTube because this is the period, the season, I suppose, that we professional performers get in a lot of work, right? So I've been really busy and I've not been able to do a review for this deck. Luca actually sent me this deck some time ago, but I've got some time today. So I thought I'd better, put in the hours and then get this episode on the road for Luca, right? This is actually for his new deck of cards. Okay, so this is kind of like a related deck to something that Luca put out some time ago, even before this, right? The NYX deck. Okay, it's a black one, and this is one that I have done a review for as well. Okay, so these are the back designs. If you'd like to check out, the episode on that, I'm not sure even, if these are still available, but just for the sake of knowledge and interest and to support my channel, you can actually check out this episode that I've previously done, for Luca. These two decks actually can go hand in hand because there are some effects, that you can perform with the decks together. All right, and I'll talk a little bit about that as we get to them. So what is the NYX Velvet? Well, the NYX Velvet is essentially, all right, at its very core, it is a marked deck, okay, with its own kind of unique system, right, that is designed by Phil Smith. But this NYX Velvet is a marked deck that also has other features as well. On a related note, I think there are other decks, previously in the past that share similar kind of qualities, and I've used them extensively. Especially in my close-up work previously. So this is the deck from Andy Nyman, all right, called the Code, which I quite like actually, and I've used this quite a bit in my close-up work and a little bit in my stage show as well. So it's a really cool deck because, well, apart from having a spectator cut, and then you can immediately tell how many cards they have in their hand. Okay, that feature, I used it mainly for this kind of a thing. Okay, so for example, if a person says stop, you tell them to look at the card and they're looking at the Queen of Clubs, right? Okay, so that feature is something that I used in my stage show. And then on a related note, I think this is something that I saw many years ago on a Martin Lewis video, something called the Sum deck actually. This one is produced by Phoenix. I believe it's credited to Roy Johnson as well. So Martin might have released this with Roy. The Sum deck, right? SUM, which stands for Set Up Marked. Okay, which shares a similar kind of thing. So wherever the spectator says stop, whichever card that they're peeking at, right? So this kind of a system actually enables you to perform some pretty interesting sequences, card effects with a very interesting set of conditions, okay, because you're not getting the information from the card that they are looking at. And I think that's a really clever way of doing it, and it's been an approach that I quite like, ever since learning about the Sum deck itself. Along with the deck, you will get a couple of extra cards. This one is a DB, right? A DB for you to use if you know how, right? And along with the deck, you will get two jokers. Okay, now the jokers are quite nice, really interesting. All right, and one of them has a 3 of hearts reveal built into it. Okay, in the corner over there. Right, I hope you can see that. Okay, and you get 2 of them, which I normally just place aside for most of the decks that I use. And then we get to the actual deck itself, okay? Now, the deck feels nice, all right? The physical aspect of the deck, it feels great, handles well, shuffles well, spreads well as well. What's, I think, interesting about this is the marking system, okay? Now, the marking system has been used before in this first version, all right, of the NYX deck. For those of you who are concerned about, visibility and eyesight, I don't have the best eyes, all right? I'm 45, so eyes tend to go along with the age. But it's a really interesting system in that, I think you don't have to be too close you know, to look at it. All right, I mean, they look deceptive. You know, the back designs of the cards, if you just look at them like that, you know, they look really deceptive. But all it takes is like a little glimpse. Okay, so for example, if they stop here, you will know that this is the 3 of hearts. Okay, or if they stop right there, you know this is the King of clubs. Okay, so it's really easy to spot, even when the cards are on a table, right, and the spectator cuts the deck like that. Just one look, you'll know that this is the 7 of spades. Okay, so that is the mark itself for the individual cards. Okay, now the sum aspect, okay, the setup marked aspect of this deck comes to you in Mnemonica. What I mean is, they are also marked so that, right, if they say stop here, obviously you can get that this is the 4 of clubs. Okay, you can. But what this sum system allows you to do is, you know, you can dribble the cards, and when they drop, they say stop rather, you can show them the face card over here in this packet. Okay, and by looking away, you'll know that this is the 10 of diamonds. Okay, that they're looking at. So it's marked that way as well. Okay, set up marked. All right, in Mnemonica order. So again, I like this feature a lot because you can get the info from a place that is apparently, you know, not important, and it doesn't help you somehow, because you can now, you know, have a spectator cut a small packet like that, and then you can kind of turn away, tell them to look at the card that they cut to. Okay, so they look at it and they place it face down, and from here you'll know that it's the 5 of spades, right? But you can stress certain conditions that were not possible before, right? With a regular marked deck, right? You can safely say things like, even if the cards were marked, right, it wouldn't help me because first of all, I can't see the back of the card that you're looking at, correct? They will say yes, you know, so I can't see the face, I can't see the back. It's impossible for me to know what card you're looking at. All right, so these are the kind of conditions that you can stress when using a setup marked deck. So not only does the marking system give you the identity of the card itself, right, that you're looking at, it also gives you the identity of the other card, okay, for the setup marked feature. It also gives you the position, all right, the numerical position of the card itself in Mnemonica. Okay, so you can have the cards mixed, shuffled, okay, to your best of your ability. You can now have a spectator cut off a small packet of cards and place that into the card case, for example. And now with one look, you will know that they have cut to the 8 of hearts, okay, and there are 14 cards in this packet. Okay, so you know exactly the card that they cut to plus the number of cards that are there. Okay, so all this is done well with a standard kind of a marked deck. Obviously, you can do this just without you know, the setup marked feature. You know, if you're familiar with Mnemonica, right? But all of this kind of work is taken care of by the marking system. Okay, so you don't have to know Mnemonica actually to perform with Mnemonica. So other marking systems that are on this card, I mean, there are other things as well. I mean, Luca has packed quite a bit into this. He has marked the cards for red and black as well. Okay, so well, because, you know, at times if there are routines where you are required to separate the cards face down really quickly into reds and blacks, the marking system here allows you to do that really quickly without having to kind of ascertain and decipher whether it is a club, heart, spades, or diamonds, right? All you need is one particular mark, and you know you can just deal them really fast into 2 packets. Another mark is just the suit of the card. Okay, so it's there as well. So there are, you know, quite a handful of marking systems, marks rather, that are built into the back design of the cards themselves. So along with the deck, you know, you get like a PDF, you know, of routines, as well as an instructional video with Luca teaching you about the deck and the markings and stuff. There are actually some really interesting reveals, okay, that are built into this deck. Okay, and I'll just try to show you some of them. You know, I might miss out a couple, I don't know, but hopefully I'll get most of them. Okay, so again, the first one I've talked about, okay, the 3 of hearts that is built into the Joker. On the Queen of Spades, there we go. Okay, you will see that there is a 1089 Okay, I'll just hold that for a little while there. There's a 1089 there. So if you know the 1089 thing, okay, that we do, you can use that. There is a word reveal on the Queen of Diamonds that says the word believe. Okay, that is written over there. So if you do have the NYX deck, the original NYX deck, if you have the spectator, choose the Jack of Clubs. All right, with the word believe, you can do, you know, a reveal like that. Okay, you kind of work them together. And let's see, we have, I'm just going to quickly look for the others. So okay, the King of Spades has got a circle and a triangle force in the middle. Okay, over there. Circle and triangle force. The King of Diamonds has got a clock over here, okay, that shows 7 p.m. So you can use that somehow as well. The King of Clubs, obviously, okay, has the 37 force. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll just hold this here for a little while, and well, that is the classic, you know, psychological forcing of the number 37. The Queen of Clubs has got the word possible that is written there as well. Again, you can use the NYX deck, you know, the other one, okay, along with this, okay, to do some reveals. Let's talk about one really cool reveal, okay, which I think hasn't been done before. So let's do this, all right? So this reveal involves the 4 jacks, okay? The 4 jacks, and this is a really nice reveal. I've shown this to one person, a lay person, and it was a really nice moment, right? So Luca does teach you a routine with this, but basically what happens is if you have the other NYX deck, you can, well, orchestrate them to choose this card, okay? The 6 of Hearts with the word love on the face, right? And then with this other deck, you know, you could have, I don't know, the cards mixed, shuffled, and somehow they cut to the 4 jacks. Okay, you can kind of work that into your whole routine, I suppose. And then what happens is with the 4 jacks on the table, I hope I can hold this, you know, in a nice enough position. You have the first spectator announce the word that they're thinking of, and they say it's the word love, right? And now, when you look at the jacks, you will see that they do spell the word love. There's an L, an O, a V, and an E over there, okay, on the 4 jacks. So, I mean, imagine if you were doing a routine and the 4 jacks are just on the table, you know, you don't call any attention to them, and then you ask them for the final word, they say love. And you just call attention to the table, you know, have them look, and slowly they will realize that, you know, the word love is spelled out, you know, with the jacks, right? So this is a nice moment. And that review, I think, is quite unique, you know, that is unique to this deck and also unique to the world of reviews as well, right? I don't think this kind of thing has been done before. So that is a feature that I really like about this deck. But yeah, you know, all in, this is what the NYX Velvet is, you know. Used alone, it can be quite a useful tool, I suppose, because, you know, of the marking systems. And I just love marked decks, right? I really love them. Every single deck I use is marked, okay, in some way. And, you know, they enable you to do some pretty cool mind-reading stuff, you know. And I think marks help with routines where you don't even need marks. You know, and they can kind of elevate the kind of conditions and the fairness, you know, that you perform them with, okay? So, yeah, that is the NYX deck. Used in conjunction with the other deck, you know, you can create some interesting, you know, effects, right? Imagine you could have a spectator cut to a card, you know, and then you can tell them that what the card is that they have cut to, right? And you can also tell them the position inside the other deck as well. So incidentally, a routine that I love to do using this kind of deck, okay, any of these kinds of decks, is a routine from Mark Spellman, something that he calls progressive improbability. Okay, so it's a really fun one to do, really strong as well, and I will leave you to look that one up. So I want to thank Luca, Luca Volpe, for really kindly shipping one deck, you know, all the way to me so that I can chat about it with you guys on this show. I believe the NYX Velvet is now available from, you know, any of your favorite, you know, online shops, you know, Vanishing Ink, Penguin as well. So do check them out if you are interested in this deck. So thanks again for tuning in, and till the next episode, guys, as always, take care of yourselves, stay safe, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I'll see you on the next episode.